Am I the a-hole for telling my father to accept that my brother is not my responsibility? I, 35F, have a complicated relationship with both my father and his wife, Denise, fake name, for several reasons, some of which relate to my half-brother, Jake, 9 years old. There is a lot of backstory here, but to sum things up, Jake exists because Denise wanted a baby, and my father was upset that both his daughters were moving out. They expected me and my sister, 29 years old, to have an active role in caring for Jake. That would not be possible for either of us, but they continued to assume we would give in. We did not, which led to multiple fights that soured my relationship with our father. Denise also got mad at me for refusing to be her village. I got pregnant with my first child when Jake was still a baby, which made her even more angry that I would not help her as much as she wanted. Things at their household are not great. Jake is not well behaved. My father is not a very active parent, although he is more present than he used to be. As Jake gets older, Denise seems to lose more interest in parenting. They never stop trying to get me to help take care of their son. To this day, whenever they need a babysitter, they call me first, even though I am almost never able to do it. They have tried multiple things over the years, but most of their current strategies involve my children, Sam, 8M, and Katie, 4F. My kids do not get along with Jake, but not for lack of trying on my father and Denise's part. They have tried setting up playdates, which usually means Denise dropping Jake off with me and my kids while she goes shopping, making them share a room on family vacations, and my father even considered transferring Jake to Sam's school a few years ago. Every time there is an opportunity to make the kids spend time together, they push for it. That brings us to now. My husband and I are planning a trip to France with our children in September to celebrate Katie's 5th birthday. We do not travel much, and the trip will include Disneyland Paris, so the kids are thrilled. My father found out and decided to suggest that we bring Jake with us. He said he would pay for all the expenses, flights and hotels, so that his son could go to Europe with my family. I said no. We want the trip to be just us and our children. He kept insisting that Jake would love going to Disney with us, that he and Denise really wanted some nice, child-free time, and that they would appreciate it if I took care of my little brother like a good sister. We had an argument, and I ended up losing my patience. I told my father that he needs to accept that Jake is not my responsibility and never will be, and that he and Denise should have thought about their child-free time before having a child. My father is furious. He accused me of saying I wish Jake was never born, which I did not, and called me an ungrateful brat for refusing to take care of my brother. Denise later called me to yell a few insults as well. I do not think I am in the wrong for refusing to bring Jake along, but I am not proud of what I said to my father. My husband is on my side, but he thinks I was too harsh. Edit: I did not explain this clearly enough, but my father only offered to pay for Jake's flights and whatever extra accommodation costs were needed for him to stay with us. He did not offer to fly my whole family to Europe. Final update: Hi everyone. It has been about a week since I posted, so I thought I would give you an update. First of all, I do not regret posting here, and I am very thankful for your responses. However, I want to make it clear that my relationship with my father, like all relationships, is very nuanced. I will not try to defend him, and I do not think he is a great person, but he is my father and I love him. This is a very small part of my life, and I am not willing to completely cut ties with him over it. I am, however, willing to go low contact, which is what I have decided to do. My sister flew over on Friday to spend her birthday weekend with us. On Saturday, we did what we do every year on her birthday: lunch with our mother and dinner with our father. He hosted at his place. It was not as tense or awkward as I expected, but Denise barely spoke to me or my husband all night. Jake was there and behaved better than usual. After my sister left, my father and Denise asked to speak with us in private. I ended up going on my own while my husband stayed with the kids in the living room. They made me an offer. They said Denise would agree to babysit my children every other Saturday, which they repeatedly emphasized would be a tremendous hassle and extremely inconvenient for her, both to help the kids get better acquainted with Jake and to give us some time off, if I agreed to reconsider letting their son come to France with us. Alternatively, they said they would be willing to let go of their disappointment about the trip if my husband and I agreed to babysit Jake every other Saturday until September so that they could have some free time. They expected me to choose one of these options. I said no to both. This was the first time in a while that I did not even feel the need to explain myself. My father tried to end the conversation, but Denise started ranting about how exhausted she was and how horrible it felt not being able to rely on family. When she finished, I told them not to contact me until they were ready to apologize, and then I went to get my children. Thankfully, Denise did not have a meltdown in front of them before we left. Earlier today, I received a text from my father. He said he wanted to apologize, and we ended up speaking on the phone. Apparently, He had realized they were being unreasonable during the dinner, but decided to go through with the offer anyway. I asked him whether Jake knew about the trip, which had been bothering me. He said no. Denise had apparently wanted to tell him that we were going to Disney and refusing to take him with us, but my father told her that doing so would be both cruel and pointless. We discussed a few other things, but the conversation felt more like an attempt to justify their behavior than a genuine apology. In the end, I told him I needed some space. I explained that the way they had treated me was unacceptable, and that it is only my love for both him and Jake that is preventing me from completely cutting ties. I also told him that I resent the way his wife and their son treat me and my children, and that I am tired of being expected to bend over backward to help him and Denise. If past patterns are any indication, I will not hear about this again for a while. I do not think the matter is fully resolved, but I no longer care. I have muted Denise's contact for now. My husband and I are doing well. We are back to planning the trip, and if anyone has tips, feel free to share, because it turns out we are not very good at this. Sam and Katie have no idea anything happened, but I plan to have a deeper conversation with them soon about Jake, my father, and Denise. This situation upset me more than it probably should have. I love my family, but I hate how accustomed I have become to their behavior. I think that is why I posted here in the first place. I cannot believe I ever thought I might be in the wrong for standing my ground. While I do not want to cut contact with my father entirely, I do believe reducing contact will be healthier for me. I have been reflecting a lot on my life and my family lately. I am organizing my thoughts before my therapy appointment on Tuesday. Writing this all down has been helpful. Thank you. I have no intention of updating again.